breakfast at 11.
Oh, yes, breakfast on Virgin. Stand by for surprises. Yo, you go tennis players can't play in the rain and have to have a rest.
That might be quite tired.
If they were footballers, they'd do that.
No, they wouldn't. Man United are opting out of the FA Cup because they need a bit of a rest.
They've got 78 games.
Such a kid.
Holly's holiday programme. Holly was on last night on BBC on prime time.
You look gorgeous, but you can't ride a horse.
What was wrong with
I know, I was only fooling.
Only fooling horses?
No.
The Christopher Evans Breakfast Show on Virgin Radio with Sky Digital.
Back tomorrow from 6:30.
Jill has just had a bit of a shock.
How much?
She's just discovered how she could win £100,000.
I found it on free.
Hey Pete, do you know he wrote that song when he was watching that programme with just the carrot and like,
Robert Powell.
yeah, he did.
Just a wicked. I love that wicked, sinister bass line.
Ace.
One of the probably one of the first, say, 5 releases on Stiff Records. Maybe it goes back quite a bit. That you know.
That'd be a good thing to read about Stiff Records. If Mojo magazine or someone like that did a thing on Stiff Records.
I think probably the first, maybe the first or second release on Stiff would have been Reckless Eric, something like that.
I don't know about your superior knowledge.
Well, yeah, it is going now, my superior knowledge, so it can't be superior anymore. It's just a sort of...
About your equal knowledge.
On to your knowledge. I passed on mine, you tell me about
this is a
yours.
funny story, right? So today, I was out with my friend, and there is a shop very near to where we work in London called the Beatles shop, which is, if you listen to the programme regularly, that's heaven to me, right?
Yeah.
So I went into this Beatles shop today, and I found myself a book.
It's a great little shop. It's a little tacky, but there's some great stuff in there if you look.
Yeah, there's some tacky stuff, but there's bound to be, because it's for all the tourists, but there's some brilliant stuff in that, and there's a gallery at the back that an American lady runs called Penny Lane Gallery,
Fantastic,
and they've got things like, they've got cells from the Yellow Submarine film, right? So I
bet you were thinking to yourself, shall I?
I was.
You'll have to get one sooner or later, won't you?
She pulled out for me actual drawings, pencil drawings, which were the sketches for the cells.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just...
But you must, you've got to treat yourself one day.
I will.
You must do.
So I goes in there today, and I found a book, Paul McCartney, not a lot of people know, but has been doing paintings for years and years and years, and he's finally got around to exhibiting them in Germany.
Yeah. And it's Germany out of interest.
I don't know. I think it was even in Hamburg.
Yeah, well, that might make sense, right? Probably. Yeah.
So, and in the shop, I found a new book, and it's a book of all Paul McCartney's paintings. There's pictures of them. It's almost like a catalogue for the exhibition, right? So I've got that, and then I go through into the gallery bit, and I get talking to the lady in the back, and we're talking about the Beatles. She knows the stuff. We're talking about the Beatles, and she's showing me all these Yellow Submarine things, and I'm showing her the Paul McCartney book, and we're having a great chat and talking about which one's Drew, and there is actually an existence. I don't know where it is. One time when the Beatles were on tour, but because they're besieged by fans, they couldn't go out of the hotel. They sent out and they got paintings. They got like paints and paintbrushes and paper. And there is an existence somewhere, a piece of art, great big piece of paper, which is a painting by all 4 Beatles, which would be a brilliant thing to have.
That's still in existence. Somebody has that.
So we're talking. So we're talking about this, and she's saying. And anyway, I go, I buy myself a Yellow Submarine badge, this Paul McCartney book, and a couple of postcards. And as I'm going, she goes. Well, you must stay in touch because we're going up to Liverpool doing a convention, and we could do with somebody to look after the shop for us.
Really?
Yeah.
Joking?
So I've been offered a job in a shop.
You must go do it for one day.
I know, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
You'd never come back to
I
this,
know.
wouldn't you?
I said to her, you've got the best job in the world.
And she trust you enough to go and look.
Well, she said stay in touch with me. It wasn't a firm offer, but she said, if I play my cards right, I could be there working in the Beatles shop.
Fantastic. Well, that was for a day.
I know. How good is that?
Just talking about Beatles stuff all day.
Yeah.
That's your dream job, isn't it?
Certainly is.
But yeah, it's well worth a visit. It's I can't remember the street now. If you're in London town, look it up in a guide and
maybe if it's while they're in Liverpool, I'll be behind counter.
But they at the moment, I'm sure you'll go up there because you'll get a chance to go home a bit more often now because we're off the early shift on the weekends.
I really enjoy doing that weekend break.
Yeah,
it's a shame we come off it.
Yeah, it's the way it goes. But there's a John Lennon exhibition up there now, isn't there? His drawings.
Yeah,
and
I've seen those before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
But the old radio station, we should have nicked that picture.
Yeah, there was one in reception.
Yeah.
I told you a funny story about somebody we know who nicked a load of John Lennon lithographs.
That's right, yeah. I know. Anyway, on to...
Anyway, should we play Beatles record then to celebrate my job offer in the Beatles shop?
Across the universe. Classic tracks.
Oh, yeah.
The Beatles across the universe. You're smiling from ear to ear there, aren't
That's
you?
so good, that.
This is Nighttime on Verges. We're here. Verges?
I know, that's new. I bored Pete with the entire history of that record.
Well, I wish we had time. We haven't got time now.
I know.
We have, but maybe next time.
Yeah.
This is Nighttime on Virgin with Gary Davis at 10.
Number 43. Number 28. Number 56. And number 1. Where are you? At the bus stop? Playing the lottery? Or ordering wonton soup, beef in black bean sauce, stir-fry vegetables and egg-fried rice, without even referring to the menu?
Diet Tango. You need it because you're weak.
Diet Tango does not allow you to eat willy-nilly.
Wayne booked a bargain last-minute holiday. I phoned it on Friso. She let you...
Went for the impressive Vectra Club, also with 0% finance. As for her...
Oh, no!
She went somewhere else and has just discovered she missed out on Vauxhall's great offers. Call in for a test drive today and tell us about the Vauxhall you've always wanted.
Vauxhall, raising the standard.
All offers subject to status, terms and conditions. Free insurance is subject to excess. Written quotations available from Vauxhall Finance, 19 Chapel Street, Luton. A guarantee may be required.
Nighttime on Virgin.
The most important thing is that they have a great personality.
Geoff.
Classic tracks, today's best music. This is Pete Mitchell and Geoff Lloyd. This is Nighttime on Virgin. Gary Davis along, and the breakfast show crew here at 6:30 in the morning. That's some good songs tonight. Enjoyed it. I'm sorry.
There are programs in between.
Well, you know, you'll be just. Well, you go on, mention them then.
No.
No, you know, I insist.
I just wanted to point out that, well, there'll be Rich Download, and, who's it? Phil Kennedy will be on.
We could have just checked that.
You check it, I think I'm right.
I hope you're right.
Am I right?
I wasn't. The only reason why I did that because I didn't realise I wouldn't have known. I just thought,
Alright.
Things to mention. That doesn't sound right. Hang on a minute.
This is that brilliant new thing we've got where you're nowhere near a microphone and nobody can hear you apart from me because I'm in the same room as you. Am I right?
Richard Allen and Phil Kennedy, right?
I say. So good.
So, Gary, Richard, Phil, and Chris on the way.
Peacock grooming?
Come again?
You wanted your peacocks grooming. Well, I'm a peacock groomer.
Oh, yes, the peacocks come in.
Well, nothing is out on Monday.
With less than 6 months until the year 2000, you should have checked that your computers and equipment containing microchips are ready for the Millennium Bug. But have you checked your health and safety and legal and insurance liabilities? Have you put contingency plans in place? Because if you haven't, your business isn't ready. Action 2000 has produced a series of free help books. Make sure you've done enough. Call 0845 601 2000. That's 0845 601 2000. The Millennium Bug. Time is running out.
From Sky across the UK, this is Virgin News.
At 10 o'clock. Tony Blair has spoken to President Clinton to brief him on the latest developments in the Northern Ireland peace talks. With just 2 hours till the deadline, there's still no word on whether the IRA will give up its weapons. It's rumoured the terrorist leaders could give their answer in a statement tonight after a secret meeting with Sinn Féin. The Ulster Unionists are still insisting on arms decommissioning before they'll enter government with Republicans. 10 more prison officers at Wormwood Scrubs have been charged with actual bodily harm. It brings the total to 22. The warders are all accused of assaulting inmates at the West London jail. Tim Hemman's into the quarter-finals of Wimbledon after a 5-set battle against former world number 1 Jim Courier. But it was bad news for Greg Rosetsky. He lost in 4 sets to Mark Philippoussis. The winning numbers in tonight's National Lottery draw are 2, 14, 19, 25, 32 and 49, with the bonus 31. The estimated jackpot is £3.7 million. Rain for England and Wales overnight, but Scotland and Northern Ireland will be mainly dry, cloudy and showery tomorrow. Virgin News, I'm Neil O'Mahony.
12:15 a.m.
Gary Davis.
I have a pretty good idea what you've got in mind.
But it's late.
Virgin.
good music all day long?
Yeah, I love them. Today's best music.
Just like the music they play, really.
It gets me. Better than 6, nearly.
Such a good song there, Madonna and Beautiful Stranger. Before that it was Talk Talk and It's My Life. It's Wednesday night, it's Virgin Radio, and good evening, how you doing? It's Gary back on the radio with you through till 1 o'clock tonight. So let me know how you are tonight. Send me a little old email wherever you're listening to the show at the moment. Just send me an email. Let me know you're okay, all right? It's studio@virginradio.com. So coming up on the show tonight, it's a love thing at 11:30, just after 11 o'clock. In fact, around about an hour from now, you can give us a call and tell us what song you want to hear on the love thing tonight, okay? And we'll do our best to play it for you. Also, tonight managed to get hold of the new album from Macy Gray. The album is called On How Life Is. Macy Gray, you may remember, she had she has something different on the show. She didn't have a record of the week, she had a record of the fortnight, because she is just so brilliant. You may remember the track that we featured, which is called Do Something, her new album as well, a little bit later on. But it's probably one of the best quality albums I've heard all year. And we'll give that away a little bit later on tonight. Plus we'll have loads of fun stuff, and I'll tell you more about that right after this. Don't forget to listen in to Danny Baker this Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, straight after the weekend breakfast show. Thank you for the emails. Gary, play something lively for me as I'm sat on work on my own, waiting to chat to Americans. God help me. That's from Steve P. You can't get more lively than those two. Divine Comedy, something for the weekend. Sheryl Crow, and A Change Would Do You Good. And talking of those damned Americans, nothing wrong with Americans. They're cool. They're listening to the show. Hi to you if you're listening over the net at the moment and you're in the States. Bob Solom is. He says, you're coming through loud and clear. Thanks from Middle America, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 90 miles north of Chicago. My kind of town, Chicago is. This is quite interesting. What do you put a fez on your head for? Leona's just put a fez on her head. It looks quite cute, actually. Yeah, I like it. This is quite interesting. Travel agents have been talking about the ridiculous calls that sometimes they have to deal with in their job. One travel agent said a man called furious about a Florida package we did. I asked what was wrong with the vacation in Orlando. He said he was expecting an ocean view room. I tried to explain that it's not possible since Orlando is in the middle of the state. He replied, "Don't lie to me. I looked on the map and Florida is a very thin state." Another lady called a travel agent. She needed to know how it was possible that her flight from Detroit left at 8:20 a.m. and got into Chicago at 8:33 a.m. Travel agent said she tried to explain that Michigan was an hour ahead of Illinois, but she couldn't understand the concept of time zones. Finally, she said, I told her the plane went very fast, and she bought that. And this is a really good, another travel agent talking about a man who asked, how do I know which plane to get on? Travel agent said, well, what exactly do you mean? To which he replied, I was told my flight number is 823, but none of these damn planes have those numbers on them. What are the wacky things that you have to put up with maybe doing your job? Have you ever had any real funny experiences dealing with the public? If so, why don't you call me and tell me about them? 0500 30 12 15. Stereophonics on Virgin.